Is Dan Bilzerian joining GG Poker as an ambassador a good thing for poker, or is it not? Welcome to my channel. My name is Andreas and on here I talk about poker news, poker life, and poker strategy, so if you're into that, make sure to hit subscribe. In order to decide whether hiring Dan Bilzerian was a good move by GG Poker, I'm going to look at it from a business perspective and then from an image perspective, at least in my view, so obviously could be wrong, but let's break it down. Because I'm obviously not a business expert, I'm going to have to do some guesswork when it comes to the decision of having Dan Bilzerian be an ambassador for GG Poker. And looking at his social media, obviously he's well known across the globe, and a lot of 18 to 35-year-old dudes want to be Dan, right? So whereas it might not work for some Central European countries to attract new players to poker, it might actually work for a country like India, some new emerging countries that get into poker, or Southern America, who knows? If you look at all the emerging countries individually, there's some data that GG Poker has that we don't have, and so it might be actually a pretty good decision on their part when it comes to business in itself. When it comes to GG Poker's image, you guys who have been here on this channel for a while, you know that I'm not a huge fan of GG Poker and the past decisions. It all started in 2016 when they sent me a warning for using Hold'em Manager 2. Yes, Hold'em Manager 2 while I was playing on PokerStars and GG Poker at the same time. I was even streaming their games, and so did a lot of other streamers who, by the way, had Hold'em Manager 2 open, but they never got sent a warning. So it was clearly an error on their security team who didn't know what they were doing. What's more, in the past few years, they've banned some winning players for bum hunting other weaker players on the side, trying to only play certain players, and they pretty much half-assed some terms of service out there, which went from being pretty ridiculous to still not understandable in 2019, 2020. And then they also had the real-time assistance scandal with Fedor Cruz, which didn't really resolve. Now we are here in 2020 and they are hiring Daniel Negreanu and Dan Bilzerian.
I will break your fucking teeth if you come step to me, and I will feed them to you anally.
So how these ambassadors behave doesn't really matter too much as long as they pull in some big numbers. This obviously sucks for Vanessa, who has been a previous ambassador of GG Poker, who has now posted on Twitter how she feels about Dan Bilzerian becoming an ambassador for this brand now. And I think that people need to see that it's probably not about the insult, because if you call somebody sleazy, it's not surprising that a guy like Dan then insults her back, but more about the overall picture and also the idea of sexism that, you kind of work for a brand for a year or so, and then comes this guy who literally uses women as trophies to grow his following in social media and glorifying that lifestyle. And then, becoming an ambassador for a poker site, earning obviously a lot higher salary because he pulls bigger numbers, and caring a lot less about the game than she does. In the grand scheme of things, I think this decision on GG Poker's behalf is one of the least irresponsible things that they have done in the past few years. But then again, this is perspective, right? Depending on who you are and where you are in the poker industry, you look at these events from a different angle. Let me know in the comments now, what do you think? Do you think it was an interesting video, just looking at it a little bit from different standpoints? And I hope that I'm going to see you in the next one. Make sure to hit like and subscribe and the notification bell if you want to see more content here in the future. Thanks, guys.